Welcome back to the Cottagegoth Library. It is the 1st of October 2025 and autumn is here, full swing. Lately we've been having single digital temperatures in the mornings. Not quite freezing yet, but cold enough for sure. And I thought it would be in its place to have a little bit of a book review for you today. I was given The Cinnamon Spice Inn by Harper Graham from the publisher and NetGalley as an ARC for an honest review. I basically requested this book because, first of all, I loved the cover, and also the description was quite nice, to be honest with you. This book is a romance book set in a small town in the US, and in some way it's actually quite American. It is a little spicy, but not as spicy as I worried it would be, especially fairly early on in the book. There's a scene and I was thinking, oh no, this is going to be very, very spicy, but fortunately it wasn't that spicy. This is very much a romance, and it's set in a small town in the US. The main character of the book, or there's two main characters, but one of the main characters is Madison. She has moved to the big city. She grew up in this small town, and she has may very much made a life for herself. She has become a food critic, food writer, and quite successful at that. The other main character is Zach, and he's a handyman. He's grown up with Madison, and he is still living in Maple Falls, which is this town in the US. The two of them pretty much has a history. They used to be dating, and then something happened, so they split up, and then Madison has gotten a letter, and that has brought her back to Maple Falls. And that's pretty much where the story starts. I must say that I didn't think that the characters were like super deep or anything, but I don't really expect that in a book like this, and that's totally fine. I think it's more about atmosphere and the relationship, things like that, and how it develops. I think one of the things that really irked me was the lack of communication between the two of the main characters. That kind of frustrated me, but that is also some of the point of this book, because it's not really a spoiler, because it happens really, really early on in the book. I think there are like two main tropes in this book. I've seen there has been said that there would be like enemies to lover is one trope, but I actually disagree with that, because I don't feel like they were enemies, and I don't really feel like that is fitting at all, just saying that. Another trope is city life versus small town life, I guess. So it looks like more rural versus city is kind of a trope as well. And probably the biggest one is second chance love, I think it's called. So those are the main tropes for this book. There might be some others that I didn't really catch as well, but I'm not quite sure. I think what I liked the most about this book was the atmosphere. I think the author is really, really good at creating atmosphere in the book. It's like this throughout the whole book. And it's pretty much set by the very opening of the book. You're really drawn in. And I thought I would read the beginning of the book for you. So I thought that the best way to show how you are instantly drawn into the book would be to show you, and I will do that by reading a little bit from the book. It's the first chapter, it's Madison's point of view, and it's the 11th of October, so I thought that would be a good start. Madison Kelly squeezed her knees up tight to her chest. She could not believe what was happening to her. Just this morning, she'd been rushing down her New York street with a croissant and a coffee, heading to a meeting. Now she was back in her childhood home, the Cinnamon Spice Inn, with a mysterious letter under her pillow and a storm battering the windows. So there's already a storm, so it's kind of mysterious, this mysterious letter. And this letter is very important because there are more than one letter throughout the story, and it's interesting to see how that plays out through the book as well. And she's talking about how the letter had arrived the morning and it was like typed and unsigned, so she had no clue who it was from, but she also thought it was a very important letter, and it kind of made her go back to the Cinnamon Spice Inn, to her family's inn. And it was a very short letter saying that her dad needed her and things like that. And she knew that it wasn't from her dad because he never would. He would never ask for help. And she also said that her grandmother would also never ask because she also had no problems asking for help. And she says that truthfully it reminded her of her mother, but that was impossible. Her mom had been gone for the past 3 years. And that kind of also shows a little bit of an important thing that is, or something that is important to the story, because Madison's mom passed away 3 years ago. And that kind of also set off sort of mixed feelings for Madison. She'd hardly been back in the little town since she moved to the big city, and especially since her mom died. And there's also, it says that it was a mystery, and Madison had a weakness for mysteries. So, like, there's a lot of like puzzles, and it kind of plays into the whole thing. I thought also I would give you another example for like how the atmosphere is set, and that is also from the first chapter. And she's talking about the inn and how it had been very important to her, and it was like the perfect place if you wanted to go on like a seasonal holiday, especially in the autumn. And she says, her childhood memories were full of the scent of her mom's famous cinnamon rolls, and the terrace covered in dried leaves, the warm dining room with its vaulted ceiling and the cracking fire. So I think all these descriptions of her childhood memories, and also like about the inn and about the town, all these descriptions of the places and the people, it really sets the atmosphere throughout the book. And it was like when I was reading it, I was always almost as I could like feel the crisp air on my skin, or like the smells when she came into the bakery. She would like smell the nice smells of the cinnamon buns, or like if they were baking, or like when she was in the cafe, you could feel, she could like smell the coffee. And when she like I could like almost like taste the coffee, even like a latte. For me it would be like an oat latte, of course, and I wouldn't have a cinnamon bun but a cardamom bun. And I actually had a little bit of a moment where I sat at a cafe reading this with a latte and a cardamom bun. It was just perfect. So I think it's like a really, really perfect autumn read. A really good book for this season that we're in now, and I'm very happy that I got it. I was worried it would be too spicy, but it turned out to be okay, actually. So yeah, not like great literature or anything, but it's definitely like worth it if you like a cozy, warm romance book. As I said, there's a little bit of a spice there, but not too heavy on the spice. And the book also had a little bit of some twists that I didn't expect, so that's also a good thing. So all in all, a really good read, and I really want to read the second book. that is coming out later, but it seems like it will not be available for me in English, so I'll probably have to read it in Norwegian, which is fine. And it has actually been published in Norwegian as well. It's called Vertshuse Cinnamon Spice, which means basically the cinnamon spice inn. So that is being published in not too long, I think, later this month, I think. So that's exciting. I'm really happy that I read it. And I guess that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like. If you read the book, let me know what you thought about it. Do you read? What sort of books do you think are the most perfect books for autumn? Let me know. And I will see you in my next video, whenever that will be. Bye!